Hey everyone! In my last video, I showed off my new acquisition of Reall's Pam's Delight deck, and I thought that it might actually be useful to kind of compare it to her other decks, Pam's Vintage and Pam's Original Art Only. It might not be the most fair comparison because this Pam's Delight is a limited printing. There are only 30 of it made. It is a test edition. Reall will be kind of tweaking things here and there before she does a full release. So if in a year or whatever she does put these out on GameCrafter, Drive-Thru Cards, wherever she's using it in Europe, these cards might not look exactly like her final edit, but probably close enough so that you could get a decent idea of whether you prefer, which of these decks you prefer if you only were going to get one. So yeah, I thought today we could start off with comparing the Delight and the Vintage, doing a little side-by-side flip through, and then I'll do another video where I'm doing this deck to the Original Art Only. And maybe I should actually do where I'm comparing these to this one and the original art to each other. That might not be the worst idea. So yeah, let's just pull these decks over and see what is to be seen. All right, I did get my cards that weren't from Europe from Drive-Thru Cards, like I mentioned before. So I don't know how the GameCrafter deck compares. Drive-Thru does have a linen cardstock. This European one that I have, the Delight, is smooth. And it looks like the deck is slightly thicker. Yeah, I can move 5 cards over from this one to this one before they become the same height. So just slightly thicker is the Delight compared to the Drive-Thru Cards Vintage. I don't know if the GameCrafter one would be thicker, smaller, or whatever, but there is a slight difference there with the cardstock. But yeah, we're just gonna shut up and look through the cards. I love that the Delight isn't as cropped in as the Vintage. That's great. The line works an awful lot sharper too. Yeah, these cards just don't want to come apart. Wait. Must have got those flipped around. I know that I'm really enjoying that Pam's Delight even more when I see it next to the Vintage. It's got all that like cool muddying effects that the Vintage has, but it's really bright. The colors are nice, and it draws focus to the figures in a way that this one just kind of hides them. Oh, that's cool. I didn't notice the green along the sides here before. So cool. And then the extra cards. All right, thank you so much for hanging out with me through that flip through. Have a great day, guys.